Tag, meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fondation Weiler. My name is Sam Keller, I'm the director, and I would like to introduce Michiko Kono, our associate curator, who is working with me and Maurizio Catalan on the show, and Elena Del Carlo, who is the head of public relations and media relations of the Fondation Weiler, and our guest of honor that we're very proud to have here, Francesco Banami, the intimate friend of Maurizio Catalan and close collaborator with him over his career, and also the author of his non-authorized biography. We asked Francesco, as he knows the work of the artist better than anyone, to write an essay on the exhibition Caput that you are going to see here. The essay is also distributed here in several languages in the visitor's guide. I'm just going to make some word to start with, and I've been organizing this exhibition where Maurizio Catalan asked us not to communicate anything about the exhibition. Of course, lots of questions have been asked all the time, and so I thought maybe I'm just going to write some of the most frequently asked questions down and trying to give some answers to that. So why is the Fondation Weiler showing Maurizio Catalan? First of all, we think he's one of the most interesting, most discussed, most exciting artists of our time, an artist who really has something to say. And he's also one of my personal favorites. And the people of Basel remember him, of course, from the Kunsthalle exhibition where he showed the Nona Aura. And the Fondation Weiler is trying to show not only the great masters of modern art, but also what we believe to be the most relevant artists of our time. Of course, we're always thinking about what are the relations to the collection, and we can see a lot of relation. Actually, we discovered new ones while doing this exhibition. Of course, in the Weiler collection, there's artists with Dadaist and Surrealist roots, like Jean Arp, of course, like Juan Miro and Max Ernst, where you see the retrospective that we opened a few weeks ago here next to it. Picasso, Warhol that you're going to see downstairs. All our Picassos are not in the museum. First time that you can see them here. You can go to the Kunstmuseum, which made an exhibition out of works of Picasso in Basel collections, and we lended all works to that show. We also thought it would be a great context to have Maurizio Catalan at the same time of Max Ernst, because it was actually his idea to do the show at the same time. So this brings us to the question, why does Maurizio Catalan want to do a show at the Fondation Weiler, especially after it was reported that after the Guggenheim retrospective that he's going to retire from the art world. Well, first of all, the invitation to the artist went before, so we're talking since a couple of years about doing an exhibition, and I was very worried when I read the news that he's retiring, and I went to the opening of the show in New York, and he said, so if you still want to do it, I still want to do it. But what we were going to have was, of course, not very clear. A retrospective is always the end of something. It's looking back. Maurizio Catalan managed to make a retrospective. It was not just looking back, it was actually creating one work of his oeuvre before. And the end of something is always the beginning of something new. So this is the new thing that, the new work that Maurizio is presenting here. I think also looking at artists which have such a success of like Maurizio Cattelan, you see that success always has two sides, and it puts a lot of pressure on artists. Everyone wants something from them, including museum directors who want shows, and galleries who want work, and journalists who want the interview. And I think it was a great act to free himself from a lot of pressure that comes and actually gain freedom. And freedom, as we all know, is maybe the most important basis for great art. Why is Maurizio Cattelan showing these 5 horses? All 5 versions of his work, untitled, from 2007. Well, Maurizio was considering several exhibitions, some with less and some with a lot more work, but finally he wanted to make a statement, and this is the statement. I think it's up to you to think about it, and it really is thought-provoking and mind-blowing. I think by uniting the 5 versions, he's opening new doors, new layers of meaning to that work. And if you read the insightful essay that Francesco Bonami has written, you see very clearly that he'd added a whole new dimension with this. So many of your colleagues asked, well, is he going to present a new work or an old work? Well, it's both. It's an old work, but he made something new out of it. And I think this is one of the great qualities of Maurizio Cattelan's work, is that he leaves things open. That's ambiguous. And so I think we are very excited to see a work which we have never looked at in that way, and helps us to see this wonderful work, iconic work, I must say, Maurizio in a new way. What is the meaning of Kaput? This is what Francesco Bonami is going to say more to you about it. Maybe you were wondering why there's no catalogue. First of all, Maurizio Cattelan is often not doing exhibition catalogues. He loves to do publications, but he has his own way of doing them. And the publication that he is particularly fond of, and that he invests a lot of his time and energy, is actually toilet paper. And he suggested that we should support a new toilet paper, and him and his friend Pierpaolo Ferrari, they have worked together and actually just finishing the new toilet paper will be launched next Friday. It will be a special party for toilet paper here in Basel. You may wonder, where is Maurizio Cattelan? Those of you who know him know that he is shying away from public appearances. He wants his work to speak and not himself. He wants people to make their own thoughts about his work and not being the interpreter of it. Maurizio was very involved in the development of the exhibition, came here many times. He came here also for the opening on Saturday, left yesterday. He's going to be back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, until Saturday. We invited Francesco Bonami to organize a talk about the work of Maurizio Cattelan, and he's doing that with Massimiliano Gioni on Friday, June 14, here at 6 o'clock. So you're all invited. I think it will be exciting to see the two, the former and the now director of the Venice Biennials, and both close friends and collaborators of him, to discuss his work. And maybe if you can let people know, that'd be very nice. Maybe you want to know, as many people ask me, how is it to work with Maurizio Cattelan? I was wondering that myself. We knew each other for a number of years, but working together is always a different thing than seeing each other at openings or at dinners. In the beginning, it was kind of like a little bit a blind date. It left many things open, and we were wondering, and it needs what it always needs when you work with a great artist. It's just confidence and trust that they're the ones who know better and know what to do. And I've never, I think he's one of the most intelligent and creative person that I have ever met. So I feel like we have not done one exhibition together, but maybe 4 or 5 in the last year. And it's really been exciting. And those of the people who think this is an artist who is just funny, I can tell you can't be more wrong than that. It's a really profound artist and one of the great thinkers of our time. So this is what I wanted to say as an introduction. Later, if you would like to have interviews, you can of course do it with Francesco Bonami and also with Michiko Kono, who closely collaborated with me on that exhibition. So, thank you.